Hello and welcome to a Condition Nerd review of Hive Pocket. Hive Pocket is a two-player game where the object is to completely surround your opponent's bee using a mixture of your pieces and theirs while trying to prevent them from doing the same. Each player takes 13 pieces of their color and places them face up in front of them. The game begins with player 1 placing one piece in the center of the table and the next player joining one of their pieces edge to edge. Players then take turns either placing or moving any one of their pieces. Let's take a quick look now at the different creatures that come with the game and how they move. The queen bee must be placed between your first to your fourth move. The queen bee can only move one space per turn. The beetle, like the queen bee, can only move one space but is allowed to move on top of the hive. The grasshopper does not move around the outside of the hive like the other creatures. Instead, it jumps from its space over any number of pieces to the next unoccupied space along a straight line. The spider moves 3 spaces a turn, no more, no less. It must move in a direct path and cannot backtrack on itself. The soldier ant can move from its position to any other position around the hive. There are 2 new creatures that come with Hive Pocket. The first is the ladybug. The ladybug moves 3 spaces, 2 on top and then 1 down. The ladybug must move exactly 2 spaces on top of the hive and end its turn 1 down. The next creature that comes with a Hive Pocket is the mosquito. The mosquito takes on the characteristics of any creature it is touching at the time, including your opponents. If at any point the mosquito is touching another mosquito only, it may not move. Now that we know how each creature moves, let's see the game in action.
For my first move, I will place my spider on the board.
For my first move, I will also play a spider.
This is the only time in the game when you can play pieces of opposing colors next to one another. Any other time, you have to play only touching your own color. I could not place my character here. Instead, my little ant has to go against only my color.
I will play a grasshopper for my second move.
Very nice. I will, on my third move, play my queen bee. You have to play your queen within the first 4 moves, but I'm choosing to do it on the third.
And I too will play my bee on my third move.
My fourth move will be putting my grasshopper into play right there.
For my fourth, I will play my beetle.
Very nice. My grasshopper is going to do its move, which is to jump in a straight line over other pieces, so he's going to land right there.
My bee will move 1 space.
My grasshopper is going on the offensive, and he's jumping over the opponent pieces and landing right next to that bee.
Okay, I am going to play an army ant right now.
Now I am going to play a ladybug, which is one of the new creatures in Hive Pocket, and I'm going to place my little ladybug right there.
Alright, I think it's time to go on the offensive. I'm going to move my ant right over here to start surrounding your bee. So at this point, you cannot move your bee out because it will break the hive, and that is an illegal move in the game. So moving my ant here was actually rather brilliant.
My move will be to move my ladybug 2 spaces and then down 1 over here next to your queen bee.
Okay, starting to feel the pressure. Let's move my bee 1 space right over there.
Let's see. Let me pull out another grasshopper and slide him in right there.
Okay, I will play another army ant.
My grasshopper is going to jump all the way over here and start again surrounding your bee.
My army ant will now move and continue to surround your bee.
Well, you seem to like army ants. Let me get in on this action. Here is my army ant. He's going to go right there.
All right, for my next move, I will play a grasshopper.
I see what you're up to. I'm going to take my beetle and place him right there.
All right, for my next move, I will go with a spider.
I'm going to take my army ant and he's going to come over here and start trapping this bee.
My spider has to move 3 spaces, no more nor less. 1, 2, 3.
Now, if you note, I am surrounded on almost all sides, and you would say, oh, well, why don't you move your bee out? Because it would not be breaking the hive. However, to move my bee, I actually can't slide it out of the space, so therefore my bee is no longer allowed to move because it's been trapped on too many sides. I'm stuck there. So I think at this juncture, I'm going to take my beetle and at least give my bee a little bit of breathing room and go up on top with my beetle.
All right, I will take my grasshopper and move in a straight line to continue surrounding your bee.
I am going to take my army ant and put him over here to try to surround your bee.
And now I will play a mosquito.
I am going to put my beetle right there.
All right, so the mosquito's special ability is that it's allowed to mimic any creature that it's touching. Since it's touching an army ant, it's able to move in any direction, left or right, as long as it's not on top of the hive. So I will move here and successfully surround your bee.
Congratulations, you win.
Thank you. So now that you've witnessed one of the rare times where I actually win at Hive Pocket, let's talk about what we like about this game. We really like the big chunky pieces. We like the fact that it's easy to identify the different types of bugs and how great it travels. It comes with this pouch with all the pieces able to fit inside. This game can be played anywhere from the beach to a fold-out table on a plane. The only downside to this game is if you suffer from insectophobia or arachnophobia, this probably isn't the game for you. So what do we here at Condition Nerd think of Hive Pocket? It's a must-buy for any fans of quick strategy games or if you remotely like chess or checkers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.